Human cultures the world over have always been fascinated by the hybrid. Whether that's the Minotaur, the Sphinx, or Buckbeak the Hippogriff, these mythological creatures have captured our imagination for generations. Selecting the best quality from two separate entities and fusing them together effortlessly is a thing of dreams. And this is what BYD have attempted with their latest offering, the Seal U DMI, the perfect balance of electric and combustion power. So BYD are certainly making a splash in the UK car market. We've had the Atto 3, we've had the Dolphin, and we've had the Seal. Now we have the Seal U. If you want to go back into our YouTube channel, we can look at all the previous reviews that we've done. And what did all those cars have in common? They were all EVs, because that's where BYD use their expertise, making batteries. They started out as a battery manufacturer. But with the Seal U, different, because this is the first hybrid, the only hybrid model that the company have. And they tell us that this has got a range of 699 miles, and that is huge. But does it live up to the hype? At the heart of this hybrid beast lies the technology that BYD are calling BYD Super DM technology. And they claim that's what sets the Seal U apart from its rivals. It's got a larger battery and a high power motor drive as the main power source. The internal combustion engine is only there to assist with higher speeds. It's got an 18.3 kilowatt hour battery, one of BYD's own, and if you want to see more about that, check out Professor Vincent as he gives a breakdown on the technology inside the BYD Seal review. We'll talk more about the powertrain later on. For now though, let's take a closer look at the Seal U. The Seal U comes in three different options of trim. You've got Boost, Comfort and Design. We have the Design here, top of the range, all-wheel drive. The Boost and Comfort, they come in two-wheel drive only. But right now in the UK, you can't get the Comfort, that comes later. You can only pick up a Boost and the Design. Looking at the front of the car, it's nice to see that BYD are being different from everybody else again. They've not got the hexagon large grille area that we see in a lot of cars. They've refined that and put in some lovely chrome flowing strips. And I love the headlights as well. Some great detail in there. The raindrops are super cool, and they're also smart, intelligent lights. They'll keep you safe. 19-inch alloy wheels as standard, and there's keyless entry on the driver's side on top of the door mirror as well. The sunroof is huge, and it makes you feel like you've got more space inside the vehicle because it lets in more light. That's where the petrol goes in. There is another one though, on the other side. That's your charging port. Let's take a look at the back of the Seal U because, like the front, it's classy and uncluttered, and BYD have put a light bar in there. I like that a lot. You know how much I love a light bar. There's a good 360 camera, and the rest of it just fits the whole image of the car. Classy and uncluttered. 425 litres of boot space inside there. Put the seats flat, lift up the floor, you get 1,440 litres of space. You see the charging cables are there as well, and I mentioned the charging flap is round the other side. You can get vehicle to load with this if you get the adapter, a great option for this car to have. Speaking of charging, this car will do 540 miles of range, which is slightly less than the Boost and the Comfort, but it's still very impressive. In the cockpit for driving, it's super comfortable here. It's a multi-adjustable seat and it's nice and easy to get it exactly where you want it to be. Same with the steering wheel, it goes up, down, in and out, and it's a manual control to do that. So I'm very happy with where I've got myself positioned. Visibility is great in here, nice big screen, big door mirrors, and you get a sense of space because of the sunroof as well. It lets in more light. One thing though, when I do look out the back window, it's a very narrow aperture. So when you're reversing, you'll need to rely on your camera and your mirrors to make sure you get in the perfect spot. But the cameras are so good in this car. Now I've been driving around in full EV mode, which is lovely. It's nice and relaxing. But you can also switch that with this switch here, which puts you into HEV mode. And there comes two options with that. There's serial HEV and parallel HEV. Now serial HEV, that's where the internal combustion engine is working as a generator and putting power back into the battery. And parallel, well, exactly as it says, they're both putting power to the ground, the battery and the internal combustion engine. You'll notice when you're driving along that it feels like you're actually gliding along, because this car has been built for comfort and not for speed. Having said that though, this car has more performance, the design, than the Boost or the Comfort. So it is quite nippy off the mark. Not too nippy though. Now, although this car's a hybrid, BYD have put a big battery in it. And they are an EV company, we've known that from the past. So you can go a long way on EV mode alone in this car. I really like the Seal Saloon. There was enough quirky little things in that to keep you really interested. However, it didn't have wireless Apple CarPlay, and remember the stalks were reversed on the wrong side for the wipers and indicators. I'm happy to say that the Seal U has got that problem fixed. We have wireless Apple CarPlay and the stalks are perfectly fine. It's also got a fabulous heads-up display. Driving along on the motorway, I'm in full EV mode and sport mode as well. I do like looking at the dashboard, and it tells me how much horsepower I'm deploying in the left-hand side. I'm going to go into the fast lane here and I'm going to accelerate, because if you accelerate full EV mode in sport, it does go. But there's a switch in the throttle pedal, and if you push through that switch, it activates into HEV mode, and in comes the engine in the front as well. Very clever. And very smooth as well. A nice seamless transition from full EV to HEV mode there. We've got some really cool safety features in the car as well. Right now, blind spot detection as the little Toyota passes me. Was that a wave? I think it was. Blind spot detection really good in these big door mirrors. We've also got lane keeping assist on, and we have got speed warning recognition. So if you're getting up to your speed limit, it will beep if you go across the top of that. And there's also as well driver attention warning. So if you're starting to maybe drift off and not pay attention, the car will remind you, as it's just done, that I'm not paying attention. And one really cool feature that you've got in the active safety modes, if you do happen to go off-road and you find yourself in mud, snow or slush, you've got hill descent control. And that's a really key feature. Hill descent limits the speed the vehicle will go down a very steep hill off-road. You don't do anything with the pedals, it will do it for you. Very clever thing that. The Seal U DMI, and what does the I stand for? Intelligence. A little bit like the driver here, but it gives you intelligent high beam, intelligent cruise control and adaptive cruise control. Adaptive cruise control is almost a must for me now. Whenever I'm on the motorway, stick it on. It limits the gap to the car in front, keeps you nice and safe, and it really is a key feature. This car's got so many great features. Your climate controls are actually housed inside the BYD Infotainment system, which is okay to a certain degree, but I have to say I do miss having some manual controls. You've got heated seats as well, which on these cold winter mornings is quite good if you like a little bit of a hot spot. But I would like to see a few more manual buttons for that. But it does still have the enormous BYD screen, which does rotate as well. So if you want it for your sat nav, you can rotate it so it's in portrait mode. It really is a key feature, one of the mainstays in the BYD family. I've put it on cruise control, adaptive, intelligent, call it what you want, amazing. Because not only is it keeping me from the lorry in front, it's also effectively just correcting tiny little movements in the steering wheel to make sure I'm bang smack in the centre of this lane. This is really incredible. Very, very good for BYD that. If you take your hands off the wheel, it does tell you to put them back on, and it doesn't feel right to not have your hands on the wheel, but just feeling that little reassuring correction on the steering wheel, very intelligent. That's where the I comes from. Let's try some voice controls, because we do like our friend BYD. Hi BYD, please open the sunroof.
You're driving pretty fast. I'll open it halfway, okay?
Yes.
All right.
Sounds good to me. I don't think 30 miles per hour is too fast, but there you go. She's been safety conscious and she gives us some fresh air. Lovely. Our design model will take you from 0 to 62 in 5.9 seconds and claims a combined WLTP range of 540 miles. In the Boost model, you'll get 0 to 62 in still quite a respectable 8.9 seconds, while extending your range to 671 miles. Both models will give you a 30 to 80% charge on an 18 kilowatt charger in around 35 minutes. And don't forget, at Arnold Clark we've got over 20,000 new and used cars. And on the Arnold Clark app, you can charge your EV or plug-in hybrid on our ultra-fast charging network, Arnold Clark Charge. Now, back to the BYD. Oh, my phone's about to go flat. Clearly, I've been playing on the Arnold Clark app too long, but thankfully, BYD gave me a charging mat, so that's on charge. And in fact, they give you 2 charging mats in here, along with a lot of good storage. Storage under here, a couple of drinks holders, extra storage down there with USB-C chargers. And it's just a nice classy place to be. The steering wheel feels great, it's nice. You've got the faux leather interior, complemented with the green stitching throughout the dash and up the seats. Lovely purple light underneath the dashboard as well, which is all customisable for you. And you have got the 15.5-inch BYD screen. That's the big talking point. It always has been. Remember, it rotates as well. Like that a lot. In the back, the same seats are in the back as we have in the front. It's nice and comfortable. You've got an armrest, ISOFIX, climate controls and USB-C chargers. You've even got privacy glass back there and infinity speakers. And a little bit of bling back in the front. Look at this. That's your gear selector for forward and backwards. It's almost like a little diamond. I've been lucky enough to drive quite a few BYDs, and I've seen them grow from being a quirky little brand and they've evolved into a much high-end offering. The Seal U, the plug-in hybrid or the only child, offers people the chance who maybe don't want to fully commit to an EV, a chance to dip their toe into that electric market. I've driven this for quite some time now and it really is nice to drive, comfortable and relaxing. But I go back to my original question, have they created the perfect plug-in hybrid? Well, I think I'm going to have to wait until the comfort version's released, the one that's claimed it can do 700 miles. Because you know what? I feel a road trip's coming on. But that's coming later on, we'll have to wait on that. I want to know what you guys think. You need to get to an Arnold Clark branch and get behind the wheel of a Seal U. And give me some comments in the box. Do you agree with what I've been saying? I'm Duncan Vincent. This is the Arnold Clark YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss an upload from us. And until next time, safe driving.